Hello everyone, myself Grishma Rawal, and today I will be presenting a frame study of the movie Barbie, which was released in the year 2023, directed by Greta Gerwig, and I'll be exploring it through the lens of film studies concept of mise-en-scene. So, what actually a mise-en-scene is? So, it refers to everything which is there within a film frame, including the setting, the lighting, the costume, the props, the composition, even the actor's performance. So, whenever these visual elements get blended together and they create a meaning and they shape the audience's perspective and understanding of the story. And in this presentation, I will analyze some selected frames of the movie Barbie, and I will show how the director is using the visual design to explore the themes such as gender, identity, also perfection, and the contrast between reality and fiction. So let's begin with the opening scene of the Barbieland. So if the first thing which one notices is the setting. So instead of looking like a real city, the Barbieland is resembling a life-sized dollhouse, and the buildings have open walls, oversized furniture, and toy-like production, which apparently we do not see in the real world. So this creates an element of fantasy also, and it reminds us that it is a constructed fantasy world. Like they want to showcase something beneath it which they are hiding from the outside by the construction of the fantasy world. So if we look into this scene particularly, then we see the color palette is dominated by pastel pinks, blues, and yellows, and these bright colors, they rather like they are creating an atmosphere of happiness and perfection, while also referencing Barbie is being used as a commercial toy. Like everything is well fitted in the frame, but Barbie is the center over there, so like that creates some personified image of Barbie. Like they are using Barbie as a tool rather than an actual person. And the lighting, which is very high key, so meaning is that there are almost no shadows, like only in this one frame we can see a shadow of Barbie, which is also behind her. So this creates a cheerful environment, like where everything appears flawless, or they want it to look flawless, perhaps. So next up we have Barbie's dream house, and we'll be focusing more on the props, the costume, and the composition of this frame. So here we can see that the dream house is functioning almost like a real stage set, or like a film set perhaps, and the props, they are intentionally oversized. Like look at the brush, look at those toothpaste, so that might resemble to children's toys rather than practical household objects. Also, if we look into this frame, then the bed is also very weirdly designed, so which is quite into children's ideology, not in an adult's household we would see this. So if we look into over here in this scene, that Barbie's outfit, the background, everything is color coordinated, everything is symmetrical, pink, everything is pink. And this appears as a part of carefully designed Barbieland, which is assumed to be of all pink. So one thing we can notice over here is femininity, the feminine power, or the female aspect is considered dominating, because we do not see any men over in this frame, or particularly in the movie, apart from Ken. So this composition is highly symmetrical, so Barbie is placed at the visual center of the frame, and which immediately attracts the audience's attention, which reinforces her as the role of an ideal Barbie. So then there comes one scene, particularly a dialogue, where Barbie asks, "Do you guys ever think about dying?" She asks. So if it is a children's movie, then I think this dying part or even the discussion of dying should not be visibly present in the movie. But she is noticing someone of older age than her, and she thinks about what actually aging or even dying feels like. So here we see the colorful environment. If we look particularly into this picture or this frame, then the outfit is on point, everything remains unchanged, the like colorful atmosphere is there, but the facial expression which is there on Barbie's outer part and the body language is completely altering the mood of the frame. Her performance here introduces discomfort into an otherwise perfect world, like she's questioning something. And the other Barbies are also dancing, but when she's asking this question, they stop dancing and they're all looking towards her, which shows the changing and the blocking of the scene. So their positions also guide our attention directly into Barbie's emotional transformation. So here Ken comes into the picture. So the sudden shift or perhaps gradual shift is being seen from the masculine element is being introduced and the feminine is quite not into the picture, quite not into the picture. So if you look into this frame, then it is visually contrasting with the earlier version of Barbieland. The horse statuses are there, the leather furniture is there, darker colors are replacing the lighter pastel shades which we noticed in the earlier frames, but pink is there. So this shows that like even Barbie is not there over here. That pink is representation of Barbie, the femininity. It is not leaving. So it has an impact on the masculine character of the frame as well. So without anyone explicitly saying it, the mise-en-scene communicates like the power has shifted. But so like mentioned earlier, Barbie asks about death and what feels like dying. So this frame, it shows that how mise-en-scene becomes much simpler. The natural lighting is there, ordinary costume, realistic setting is there. They emphasize authenticity rather than perfection. And unlike the symmetrical composition of the Barbieland, this frame feels more spontaneous and human. And by this visual changes, we see how Greta Gerwig is suggesting that true identity is not found in perfection, but it is embracing the complexities of real life, not hiding your insecurities, but embracing them. So if we look into the analysis of the all the frames which we studied, they demonstrate that mise-en-scene is much more than decoration. In Barbie, every visual element, whether it is the setting, the color, lighting, costume, props, composition, performance, everything works together to communicate meaning. And the director here uses these elements not only to create a visually striking film, but also to explore the themes of gender, identity, consumer culture, because Barbie is at the center, and the contrast between what is real and what is fictional. And by examining this carefully constructed frames, we can see how this visual storytelling is shaping our interpretation of the film in general, and not only for the aesthetic delight but also what is hindered beneath it as well. So now onwards, whenever we look into any particular film, we do not see it as a purpose of entertainment, but we should and we must analyze it what social constructs are constructing the narrative of that film. And I hope that what mise-en-scene is understood by you through this couple of examples, and thank you for watching this video.